Welcome back, guys, to another film review. Today, we're talking about Bones and All. Bones and All is directed by Luca Guadagnino. He also directed the wonderful, beautiful film that is Call Me By Your Name, as well as Suspiria. Bones and All stars Timothée Chalamet, Taylor Russell, Mark Rylance, and many other wonderful actors here in this cast. This is a cannibal love story dealing with our main protagonists who are struggling with the seemingly uncontrollable condition that is cannibalism. At the end of the day, this is a romantic road trip movie that is deeply effective and does a wonderful job making us feel sympathy, or at least being able to empathize with our main protagonist, regardless of their affliction. The cinematography here is utterly gorgeous, which is really to be expected from the gentleman who directed Call Me By Your Name, who also did star Timothée Chalamet. You see the composition of the shots and the great American Midwest, middle of the country landscapes, and you just sit back and just kind of soak it all in. It is truly a beautiful film to look at, even when it gets a little unsettling to watch. The performances are wonderful, and I think Taylor Russell is a very, very sympathetic protagonist and works perfectly in this role, as we really feel for her plight, dealing with this uncontrollable thirst that really just makes her a true outsider. Also, Timothée Chalamet knocks out of the park, really complimenting her in his part, playing this goofy but also menacing counterpart that we just kind of fall in love with right along with her. Outside of our main protagonist, we definitely run into some characters that are not quite as pleasant. Mark Rylance really delivers a terrifying performance as this unsettling character called Sully. He definitely turns that actor dial up to 11, but it really works here in the film, and we can understand why he is the way he is and what his motivations are. He is creepy and spine-chilling, but we see that he is a victim of this condition and of being alone for so many years, just dealing with it on his own and being also an outsider, just like Timothée and Taylor Russell. Additionally, we briefly cross Michael Stuhlbarg, who is entirely unrecognizable. I did not actually know it was him until later on. If you aren't sure who he might be, he is the wonderful actor that played Timothée Chalamet's father in Call Me By Your Name, as well as the main lead in the awesome Coen Brothers film, A Serious Man. He is doing a smaller part that plays a larger role in one frightening sequence in particular at night with Timothée Chalamet, with Taylor Russell, and another gentleman around a bonfire that is pretty much guaranteed to at least give you the heebie-jeebies. Additionally, the score by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor really does a wonderful job accompanying what we see on screen, whether it's a romantic, sweet moment, almost melodramatic romantic moment, or a moment of sheer terror. The music is up to the task. This film is based originally, the adapted screenplay is off of a book, and I'm not sure how much of that context and text actually comes through in the film, as I haven't read the book, but this movie does work on multiple levels in a wonderful way. The setting of the film is in the Midwest, South Midwest at the end of the 1980s, dealing with a section of the US population that really has been, I would say, left behind by that 1980s boom. And the characters operate as metaphors for different kinds of outsiders, really in any context, but it is equally relevant today as it was in the 1980s. The fact that it is well written, has strong characters being inhabited by high-level actors, really allows us as an audience to sink our teeth into it, no pun intended. Now, the cannibalism aspect of the film is a key portion of the story and who the characters are, but it is not a horror film per se. So don't worry, it isn't about cannibalism in and of itself, but rather what it represents for the characters as well as us as an audience. Still, I would warn that there are some moments that are very gruesome. Although brief, these moments are intense and bloody. So if you are very, very squeamish to blood and very sensitive to that and can't deal with a couple of brief instances of particularly intense violence, this might not be the film for you. However, if you can stomach it, I think it is totally worth it, as I believe it was one of the best cinematic experiences of the year for me, and I highly recommend you go check it out. This film affected me emotionally and viscerally and left me thinking about it long after I left the cinema, so I will give Bones and All a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, let me know in the comments below what is your favorite Timothée Chalamet performance. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead, like it, subscribe, share it with your people. I would appreciate it. As always, I'll see you guys in the next review.